Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the Splashcast, your go-to podcast for news and discussion in the world of sports. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 165 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. Welcome. Have a seat. Enjoy yourself, friends.
Welcome. Y'all know what it is. We just finished the pregame. If you have a chance, if you're listening to this on Thursday when it was released, or you're watching this, go back and listen to the pregame. We talked about Magic Johnson. We talked about
no, we did not. We
talked about Magic Johnson being one of the greatest executives of all time, the New York Yankees and the city of New York having one of the worst sports days of their time. The Georgia Equinox having one of the best days of the Georgia sports time, as well as Dominican baseball players doing Dominican baseball player things. And we gave respects to Quincy Jones. With that being said, we are going to jump right into our HBCU segment, news around the culture. We talk about news on and off the field, as well as what's going on in the CIAA, the SIAC, and the MEAC and SWAC in Hampton. We don't care about A&T yet. All right, so let's...
And nothing to care about at A&T, the way they get stomped out every week. Every week you get stomped out.
Just practice 7 days a week. That's all they is, practice 6 days a week.
I would not go to practice. Football practice is too hard to get whooped like that, to be honest with you. Yeah, somebody got beat worse, though. Let me tell you.
But we're going to start out with some stuff off the field, man. HBCU students are earning tens of thousands of dollars playing their favorite video games in this exclusive and competitive HBCU esports league. Press Play, Press Play, run by two HBCU alum, Ryan Johnson and Chris P., teamed up with Amazon to launch the groundbreaking HBCU Sports League, providing $1.7 million in scholarships in 12 esports labs across the country. With the support from Nike, Twitch, Nike House of Hoops, Discover, Nestle, Hot Pockets, and Mountain Dew, as well as the support of celebrities like Chad Ochocinco, T-Pain, and more. The league creates more opportunities in gaming for Black youth and HBCUs, allowing for the first time ever HBCU students to earn scholarship dollars by competing in their favorite video games. Shout out to y'all first. We're going to give y'all applause. And then
I love this. We talked about Winston-Salem State getting $400,000 to integrate their esports into computer science. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see us at the forefront, especially as a person who grew up in the age where your parents told you video games would never amount to anything. To see how far it's come as a real video gamer, it's extremely exciting, very rewarding. Just to see where video games have come and where they are, and to see HBCUs participating actively. And yeah, let's send some people to college to play video games. If our counterparts can do it, we surely should be able to as well.
I'm happy. I'm hating because we played a lot of video games in college. 2K.
Let me tell you,
Call of Duty, Halo, Madden.
Woo, we might have had
college
a Halo
football.
All-American team, I will tell you that. It was some true Halo players, some Madden players.
And we talking about LAN connection. Man. We had to play on LAN connection, local area network. Plug it into the wall, not Wi-Fi. We thought we were hot shit. This is an unk moment, but I'm gonna tell y'all, we thought we were hot shit when we were able to play. Everybody in the dorm was able to play one big game. Now you playing for money. Man, we would kick y'all ass back there, boy. But shout out, actually, because I've seen them. I've seen them play.
Oh yeah, that Call of Duty 6 is out, and it's humbling. College football is humbling.
These kids, they done figured out. These hackers, they ain't gonna say they're hacking or cheating. They just figured out they're not looking at video games the way we looked at it. It was fun. We find our favorite player or the best player, and we just spam the best player. They figure out the plays that work. Especially in Madden and college football, they just figure out the plays that work. And once they figure out the plays that work and the ones that are and you can now design your own play and tweak plays. Once they figure out something that's unstoppable, they run that over and over and over.
I will say that I'm happy that I live in an age where they can nerf games now. So when things do happen, like you have the dude who has the unstoppable spin move, you don't have to wait an entire year of getting stomped out by somebody who has an unstoppable move. Now they can fix that now. So a lot of you cheaters, because a lot of y'all do cheat playing video games, I'm glad we can stop that. Congratulations.
Yeah, because I used to spam Randy Moss, boy. Woo! When they had Michael Bennett.
It's certain people you shouldn't even be able to play with. Like, that's like Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. No, we're not doing that. Player 23 and Live 95. We're not doing that. Find you some integrity, yo. My bad. That's something I'm passionate about.
All right. Well, as y'all can see, you know where we're going next. We're going to go to our CIAA. SIAC, man. Come on, dog. Y'all got to help us out a little bit. We're going to get to the CIAA scores. We're going to talk about it. First off, huge upset.
That right side, boy.
Huge upset. Elizabeth City State beat Johnson C. Smith, who was undefeated. Beat Johnson C. Smith 27-0 in this would be the biggest surprise of the day until you go one down and see what Virginia Union did to Lenore Ryan is what they say. Lenore Ryan. That's difficult for me for some reason. Lenore Ryan. They played them on homecoming. They beat them. Virginia Union beat them 91-0. That is not a typo.
No, Virginia Union. That was Bluefield.
I'm sorry, not Lenore Ryan. Bluefield. I'm sorry. That was the blue. Yeah, they got the
let's not get the wrong people stomped out. If you got stomped out, then we want to make sure that we getting the right people stomped out. Now, y'all, Bluefield, Newfield, no field, whatever it is,
must have been stained red. There had to be some bloodshed over there. 91-0. 91, bro.
Quit. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say, hey, man, I'm going pro on something else. This ain't the life for me. Right around 45-0, I would have been looking at everybody here like, boy, y'all it's not a running clock. What can we do to expedite this?
They had a running clock. They had a running clock. And at what point, what do you mean 45-0? If the math tracks, that means 45 was in the first half. Which means at 45-0, that means everybody played. This reminds me of Georgia, Florida State, Orange Bowl. Like, that means everybody played.
Wait, hold on. I got it here. Mark Wright, 11 of 15 for 347 yards, 4 touchdowns, longest pass 90 yards. Then you got Jada Byers, 19 attempts, 95 yards, 3 touchdowns, longest 18 yards. He's just averaging 5 yards and just slapping you in the face.
That's only 42 points. That's only 4. That's half the points. What happened to that other half?
Alvarez, 3 attempts, 51 yards. He just had 1 for 46. Then Jerome Jones, 6 carries for 38 yards. That's 5 rushing touchdowns. I think this dude's name is Reggie Vick Jr. 6 receptions, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he's the owner of the 90-yard touchdown, while Mikey Anderson, 2 receptions, 113 yards. He's the owner of an 88-yard touchdown. Let me tell you, if y'all gave up touchdowns of 90 yards, 88 yards, 59 yards,
what's the scoring per quarter? What's the scoring per quarter?
Oh, my God. You can't have a 41-point second quarter. Let me tell you that. Boy, okay, so let me tell you.
They scored 40. They scored 6 touchdowns. How did they get the ball 6 times?
1 point in the second quarter. What do you say at half? It ain't no speech left. It ain't nothing to talk about.
I failed y'all. That's what you say. What? I failed y'all.
This is my fault.
This got to be my fault.
And you know what? The worst part about giving up a 41-point second quarter is to then go out and give up a 21-point third quarter and a 22-point fourth quarter.
So wait. What? So what was the score after the first quarter?
0-7.
Okay, Bluefield.
Fell off.
Bluefield. What did y'all say? Something had to be said, because normally once you get to like 60 something, you kind of pull back a little bit. Even Steve Spurrier would put up 60 points and then be like, all right, that's enough. to get to 91. 91. Do y'all know how many touchdowns 91 is? That's 13 touchdowns.
This day homecoming. If you could do one thing, it is put up 91 points.
I wouldn't even want to play as the band. I'd be tired of playing the fight song. What you want?
That ain't the fight song no more. That's the fault song. We the fault and it's over. 91-0.
And then the coach said, "Nah, we wasn't trying to run up the score." Well, then that's an indictment on Bluefield because there's no way that they weren't running up the score. No way.
You got to choose violence sometimes. Sometimes you just got to fight a bunch of people. Like, you know what? Well, at least I'm going to get out of here at half. It's no way. Oh, once we hit the 60s, you think I'm going to stick around for 30 more points?
Once we hit the 60s.
I cut the Hawks off. We got down by 30. What you think of?
Once we get to the 60s, I don't see. This is why you need players like the mentality of Charles Barkley. Because Charles Barkley said, if we up by 30 or we down by 30 and you doing windmills, I'm clotheslining you. I'm sorry. If you still got your starters in the game at 77-0, I'm kicking them in the back of the knee. I'm kicking them in the back of the knee, bro.
The only person that does that is Quinn for the Hawks, where the game will be clearly over and we'll continue to play for no apparent reason. That's a different conversation for a different day, though, ladies and gentlemen. If you get beat 91-0, do you go to practice? I'm not going back to practice. Coach, you can take this jersey, especially if I'm about to be a graduated senior.
Or walk on. I'm walking on. I'm walking away. Like, ain't no way.
On.
I'm walking off. And you know what's crazy about this whole thing? Might. Look at the rest of the scores.
No, ain't nothing crazy. I'm staying in Virginia. I go to this school now.
I'll just go ahead and withdraw my papers. Funny story. That's what my dad did. My dad went to Clemson, was playing basketball. Coach said some things. He went to Southern to visit his cousin. Was greeted by the Alpha Angels at the airport. Took him to the frat house. He said, called my big mama.
Never
said,
to be seen again.
Send my things. Don't even worry about it. I'm not going back. But look at the rest of the scores though. Bowie State beat, what is that, Fayetteville? Is that Elizabeth City?
No, I think that's Elizabeth City.
Okay, so Fayetteville won 27-0. Elizabeth City got beat 48-6.
48-6.
Shaw won 24-17. You know how funny it is to get beat 55-0 and not be the worst? Like, you could be like, whoo, at least we ain't Bluefield. 55-0 and you got beat 91.
You know how you lose 48-6 and you're not even a topic of conversation.
We scroll right on past you.
Hey. We only lost by 42. They lost by 55. They lost by 91.
Let me tell y'all.
John C. Smith, you only lost by 27. You actually, you really got lucky. This is the weekend to lose. You ain't get 91. But I would not even go back to college and tell people I played football. Yeah, y'all get 91
points. Oh, yeah. And you think, so if you know about HB, we're going to move on, I promise. If you know about HBCUs, the football team is.
Stop them out. They didn't want to stop nobody during the game. Can't stop me and Reggie now. How about that?
The football teams at HBCUs, they are loved, but they're not revered like everywhere else. This will get you disrespected at Bluefield. This will get you disrespected. Hey,
I want a scholarship to do that. I could have did that.
I smack you and be like, I'm just gonna run around in circles. You can't tackle nobody anyway. Like, I'll just talk so much trash.
Get aggressive. You could get all that time on the football field. You didn't want to run past the end line for nobody. You could score one touchdown.
Now you want to fight me? You should have put up.
You got it, big dog. You got it, big dog.
The jokes will be flowing. Hey, but now we got to see what happens next week. Watch all the games next week be like real close. Or matter of fact, watch Bluefield win next week. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna win next week.
Watch Bluefield punch somebody next week. Dog. It's over.
You gotta fight. Oh man.
Speaking of fight though, Hampton surely put up a hell of a fight against Villanova. I think that Reggie and I have been go back. Villanova won 20-14. Villanova is what I would consider a very legitimate CAA team.
I think they're number 2 they're number 13.
Yeah,
ranked number 13.
And Hampton is right in the middle of the pack for the CAA. I almost called them the CIAA, which they are definitely not. we got to give a lot of credit where credit's due here. Hampton has come a long way from having 30 players ineligible in the Norfolk State game to being one of the better HBCU football teams in a matter of a year. I know me and Reggie had some. I'm trying to think of the word. We had some pause for the way that the coaching firing happened and the coaching hiring happened. But at the end of the day, one thing that I'm okay with as long as the production is there. Didn't get it done versus Villanova, but played a hell of a game. And I think we're beginning to see what looks to be a legitimate Hampton football program again, which I know that I'm happy to be able to say because, boy, it's been a journey.
HBCU wise, I think we're chasing in SWAC MEAC in that level. I think we're chasing Tennessee State, and I believe in terms of consistency,
that's a good pace though. Like,
yeah, in terms of consistency, I think we're chasing them, and I think we are. I mean, we're already one of the better HBCU football programs when we had things in order. We kind of fell off track, but Hampton's future is bright. I'm conflicted because you know me. I'm for all the blacks coming back. Let's go to CIAA, MEAC, SWAC, everything. But if we're going to be in the CAA, let's be competitive because we was getting blown out for a couple years.
and that was the thing, though. Like, you're right. We were getting blown out. And then now we're dead center. We're in the heat of it. And the SWAC and the MEAC, tons of respect. But this is just more competition. And I mean, William and Mary's 3-2. Hampton's 2-3 in the conference.
Yeah, we're right there.
I think that we play Elon, and I think we play University of Albany to finish the season. So we could end up
no, we played Elon for homecoming, right? I thought we played them for homecoming.
Let's see here. But I think we have 2 CAA games left. No, you're right. We play Elon. We play Towson, Richmond, Albany.
That's going to be rough.
And no. Albany and Towson. We're tied with Towson. And then we probably get whooped by Richmond, who's 5-0 and on a 7-game winning streak. Hey, but if we could get those 2 wins out, that's life altering for this program. That puts us in a playoffs or not. This firmly entrenches us in a better football conference than we were in.
Definitely a better football conversation, yeah. So shout out to Hampton, man. Great showing. Defense did its thing. Offense will get better. Future's bright. Let's move on to the MEAC with probably the game of the week. It was on Thursday. If you see, South Carolina State played North Carolina Central in the battle of the nationally ranked team. Well, no, North Carolina Central is nationally ranked. South Carolina State is up and coming. You know, we've been champion Chinnisberry for a while. Shout out to Southern dropping the ball. We have been saying they were my sleeper to win the MEAC first year. He has been. He's so good that I'm scared that he won't be at South Carolina State for a long time. The motto here is 1-0. They go 1-0 every week. They had Buddy Pugh was there. They had all of everybody at that game. It was on Thursday night on ESPN 2, not U, not Plus. It was on ESPN 2, and it was the game of the year. South Carolina State jumped out 21-0. And I mean, they was beating them to death. It was 24-0, matter of fact.
Yeah.
In the first half. Well, 21-0 in the first half, 24-0 in the third quarter. And then all of a sudden, North Carolina Central woke up.
Still Central. They're still Central now. Like I told you, they if you look over the last 3 years, they've probably been one of the top 3 teams in HBCU football. But Chinnisberry over the last 3 years, I don't know if anybody's put together 3 seasons this good. 2 back-to-back undefeated Benedict seasons.
Yeah. No.
And then came right here and like I'm not gonna say South Carolina State wasn't good under Buddy, but it was kind of like I think they
won the Celebration Bowl this last year.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
They beat Jackson State.
But to still take over that type of program and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
And
he has
elevated. I was about to say elevate the program. Let's be real.
No shade. That's like saying you go from a A to an A plus or B plus to an A. I mean, hey, bro, Buddy Pugh had y'all playing well. You had players in the league, but Chinnis Berry right now, he looking like the next dude, man. He's got them looking scary. Their quarterback is big, strong, and fast, and he can throw the ball. It's more about not just the program that he's running, is what I was saying. He is really good at his system. Whatever system he has, this spread offense, his version of the spread offense is scary because you can't, and they're fast. They got speed everywhere. They look like what Colorado's trying to do. That's what Colorado's trying to be, what South Carolina State is. And they got it. They got it, man. I'm telling y'all, if he stays there, because they're going to come try to pick him off quick. He going to go somewhere. They firing coaches left and right everywhere. Shout out to the Saints. So they going to come calling. If he wins two SIACs, then wins the MEAC, then comes back and wins the MEAC again next year, they're going to offer him millions of dollars to leave.
Yeah. You have to. And you have to. I'm not saying you have to take it, but there's a high chance that you take that. And I'm not upset with you for taking it.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But also,
and go ahead.
And the way that he left Benedict, he left one of his assistants there to keep everything going. So he's not abandoning you. He's elevating your program and leaving you with the keys. That's awesome, man. All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And I mean, just the fickleness of football, and I mean, even HBCU football. You have, he's already at 2. You might as well say 3 really good seasons in a row. He puts together another season. You take the opportunity. You don't play with that. Yeah, whatever opportunity that is reasonable and good that you feel comfortable with, I'm okay with you making that decision.
Shout out to Southern.
You had him 4 great HBCU seasons. Bro, go get your money.
Bro, when he was the offensive coordinator at Southern, they won the SWAC. Like, bro, like he don't lose. Like he don't lose. He's not losing.
That's the reason I'm saying you got to take the next opportunity that's presented to you that you think you can continue this at. You kind of owe it to yourself that, hey, I'm winning right now. Best thing I can do is follow this trend and see how far I can go.
Yep.
But also, PWIs. This is a guy who can go different places and win.
Proven. You see the standings. So South Carolina State 2-0 is now 6-2. I expect them to be fully nationally ranked in the FCS division after this. Central's still good now. They go and hey, this is we gonna use this for till 2025. Drake may have lost to Kendrick, but Drake ain't gonna lose to you. North Carolina Central may have lost to South Carolina State, but don't forget they just put 66 on North Carolina A&T 2 weeks ago.
And 2 weeks ago. Now they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad now. Good luck.
Yeah. So Howard got a win 38-0. I believe. Is that next on it? Yeah, standings. Because y'all did. What happened to the scores? Y'all ain't put the scores up. MEAC, what's happening with that? Y'all messing up on the graphic. Don't turn into the SIAC. We love y'all. Howard won 38-0, and Norfolk State and Morgan State is what happens when 2 mid teams or regular teams end up playing each other. You normally get a good game. 38-37, Morgan State wins to beat Norfolk State and stay in the race for.
And I want to be very clear. I think that Morgan and Norfolk are solid teams. Not
bad luck.
Somebody just has to be at the bottom, but I don't think that these are bad HBCU teams. Dell State, this ain't
y'all basketball team. They're a basketball team.
Yeah.
Dell State's basketball team. They just scored 100 and something points on somebody.
But this is solid for sure.
Them
out of
two,
the MEAC.
them three.
Yeah.
See, that's really what it is. You're right. That's really what it is with Morgan State and Norfolk State. You got to play South Carolina State, Central, and Howard. Howard just won last year. Central just won the year before. And now South Carolina State got Chennis Berry.
It's on a heater.
From Buddy Pugh. So at that point,
somebody got to lose, and it's you.
Every time.
And you still got to play. And you got Hampton on there. Norfolk,
yeah, it's rough.
That's it.
Let's move on to the SWAC. Southern University beat Alabama A&M 25-20. Jackson State 41-3, just destroyed at Pine Bluff, and actually Pine Bluff led 3-0. Alabama State beat Alcorn 21-17.
That's surely the smallest of victories. If there was one insignificant victory, it is the exact 7 seconds that we had 3 points, but we still didn't give up. 91 points.
91. Everybody gonna have a good practice after they lost, as long as it ain't 91. FAMU beat Texas Southern. We knew that was gonna happen, 52-28. And the surprise of the day, the school that lost to Clark Atlanta, SIAC, Bethune-Cookman, upsets Grambling 24-21 to get their first SWAC win, or maybe second. I think they beat Mississippi Valley, 24-21 over Grambling to get their first SWAC win of the year. Might have been their first SWAC win of the last 2 years. Boy, talk about disappointing. Who was more disappointing, Grambling or Florida State? Because they were both picked to be top of the conference.
Grambling, the only reason that you're getting saved is because he said Florida State. If he said almost anybody else, it's you. Grambling, you are. I thought you guys had a chance to win this thing. I thought
they beat Jackson State. That's crazy. They beat Jackson State.
I thought Miles Crawley was going to be able to crawl into the possible NFL selection conversation, and y'all have just bombed. But there is a worse team. Florida State is surely worse than you guys. They are 10 types of terrible, and you are only 9.5 types of terrible.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Disappointed for sure. And y'all make me look crazy. I picked y'all. Clowns.
Jackson State is now leading the SWAC East. They're 5-0 in the conference, 7-2 overall. 5-0 in the conference. Remember, they have that wacky scoring. So they only count 8 games, I believe. So that game against who did Jackson State lose to? FAMU. That game against they beat FAMU. They lost to Grambling. That game against Grambling technically doesn't count to their conference record, which is why
probably
they're 5-0.
And
they're 7-2 overall.
I mean that 5-0, 4-1, 3-1. Those three teams there are legitimate good football teams.
Yep. And then you have Southern on the West, 4-1, 5-4 overall. Alcorn State stays in it by barely beating Mississippi Valley State. No, that's Prairie View. I'm sorry. Prairie View stays in it by barely beating Mississippi Valley by 1. Grambling down there at 1-4. Arkansas Pine Bluff is ahead of Grambling at 2-3. Texas Southern, Alcorn State 2-3. Alcorn State 3-2. So it's coming down to the wire.
All trick bag.
Chaos.
SWAC West, trick bag.
Chaos.
And I mean, you happy because Southern is number 1, and it looks like they're better than everybody else who doesn't seem to be.
They finally played the freshman quarterback again. Like they kept
come on.
They keep trying to put in the 6th-year senior, and he keep going in there and throwing interceptions. And then they be like, all right, 17-year-old kid, go clean up this grown man's mess. No, let me play from the beginning, and we gonna win. And that's what happened. They win. So hopefully we get to that. We gotta close it out. Got a couple more games, then we get to the SWAC championship, where we gotta play Jackson State. If we get there, we'd have to play Jackson State or FAMU again, which got blown out.
Good luck
by both
and
of them.
Godspeed, my friend. Thoughts and prayers and thoughts, because you're gonna need them all.
Yep. In news off the field, FAMU got new Nike LeBron cleats. If you know that LeBron has basically sponsored FAMU. So they've got new cleats, the new LeBron cleats. They look tough. They came in special packaging. It looks really good, and that's been a fruitful partnership for both parties involved.
Absolutely. And they done it really well. So this is especially like the cross branding between HBCUs and major sneaker makers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't always invest the time to make sure that it looks right. It's like, hey, we gave you black people some money. Take this and kind of be done with it. But what FAMU has done and what FAMU has done with LeBron and what Howard has done with Jordan is really impressive. And everything looks good. It looks like they said, let's not just, take them for granted. Let's make sure we put together a product that's impressive for everybody. And they done it.
Branding. Very good branding, and the quality is on the same level of the Oregon. Oregon is the holy grail right now of them in Jackson State.
And that's
the branding
is
really good.
They ain't gonna. Yeah.
But I'm just talking about the way that it looks, the organization, the branding of the FAMU Rattler in the shoe, on the shoe, behind the shoe. You know that it's FAMU.
Well done.
You can't say it's very well done. So we're always going to champion when you do HBCUs, right? Shout out to LeBron, man. I hope you really had a hand.
And the rest of you athletes, respectfully, grab another team.
Not that hard. It's not that difficult. Not that difficult. There's a lot of them. A lot of HBCUs out there. And then finally, the final news. Come on, Instagrams. Shout out to Fred McNair, former. Shout out to Alcorn. Yeah, I'll pay it. Shout out to Alcorn State, congratulating former Braves head coach Fred McNair on being named 2024 SWAC Hall of Fame inductee. Let me tell y'all, I bet you wish you had him now. He over there, special assistant to the head coach at Southern. He won't be there next year. He'll be somewhere. They probably gonna rehire him. But shout out to Fred McNair. Applause. This was great for you. You deserved it, especially after that weird leaving that happened at Alcorn State.
The whole shit, because I think wasn't he like the front runner at one point for the TSU job? And then they went to
They tried to go to Andre 3000.
Yeah,
they tried to go to Andre. What's his name?
Let me tell you, that's fine. This relationship didn't work out. But in the meantime, I got put in the Hall of Fame. So one of these new teams will be looking for a coach. And nothing better to get a call back than being in the Hall of Fame in the conference that you're looking to find employment. That typically bodes pretty well for you. And I see you when I see you. Good luck.
Godspeed is what most people will say. But ladies,
or you could be like them people outside that Georgia-Florida game.
Getting nothing warmed my heart more. Nothing warmed my heart more when the tables turn. Let me tell you.
But did you notice it was the same guy both times?
Yes.
Oh, he was out there and getting paid overtime too.
They're gonna fire him, but he got his licks.
No, you can't fire him for that, especially
with them drunk folks out there.
You throw that spade out there if you want to. Oh, I can shoot you with a taser. Bow! He ain't waste no time.
The folks that are listening, go Google police officer fights.
Oh no,
crowd.
It's in the show. Just stick around. It's literally next. Coming right to you. Ladies and gentlemen, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you guys for supporting us. We coming right back with football and ass whooping.
And a drink. Go ahead and pour you up one. It's Monday. I know some of y'all had a hard Monday. It is what it is. We'll be right back. As always, like, follow, subscribe. Y'all stay tuned.
Listen to the authorities. Qualified immunity.
We'll be right back. Lord Jesus.
Wait, hold on. What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be in for it.